I saw him do it. I saw him crash into my motorcycle and drive off like nothing happened. No apology, no accountability. And when I confronted him, he straight up lied to my face. So I did what anyone would do. I made sure he'd never forget it. If you've ever been wronged and wish you could serve cold, hard justice to someone who thought they'd get away with it, you're going to love this story. Hit that like button, subscribe, and get ready for one of the most satisfying street-level revenge stories you'll hear today. I've always loved motorcycles. There's just something about the freedom, the adrenaline, the sound of the engine as the city blurs by. My bike wasn't just a machine. It was a part of me. It took me to work, gave me weekend escapes, and honestly, it kept me sane. So when I saw my neighbor, a smug, always parking too close kind of guy, hit with his car one morning and just drive away, something in me snapped. Let me paint the picture. I live in a mid-rise apartment building in a busy Brazilian neighborhood. Parking is hell here. Tight, limited, and usually fought over silently with passive-aggressive stares and poorly folded windshield notes. My bike? I kept it tucked into the safest little nook I could find, away from the main traffic flow, but still on the street, because let's face it, most of us don't get garages. My neighbor, let's call him Marcos, drove this dented silver sedan with blacked out windows and more attitude than horsepower. He'd park on the street too, and over the months, he'd gotten sloppier and sloppier with how he pulled in. You know the type. Always in a rush, always assuming the world would move out of his way. It was a Monday morning. I was on my balcony, sipping that first glorious cup of coffee, and I heard it, the unmistakable, gut-wrenching scrape of metal. My stomach dropped. I looked down, and there it was, Marcos, backing into my bike. He hit the side hard enough to knock it over, then paused, just long enough for me to think maybe, just maybe, he was going to do the right thing. He didn't. He pulled away like nothing happened. Didn't even get out of the car. My bike was lying there like a wounded animal. I ran down. Bent handlebars. Cracked mirror. Scraped paint and a broken footrest. I took photos, hoping, praying someone else had seen it too. Maybe a camera? No luck. By the time I knocked on his door later that night, I was calm. On the outside, he opened the door, chewing something, shirtless, with that smug face. "Hey, you hit my bike this morning." "What?" "Nah, man, that wasn't me." He barely even blinked. I told him I saw it with my own eyes. He shrugged. "You got proof?" I didn't. No footage, no witnesses, just my word against his. Emotional fallout. That night, I stared at the ceiling, stewing in anger, not just because of the $700 in damages, but because of the insult, the sheer audacity of it. He didn't just break something I cared about. He treated me like I was invisible, like I didn't matter. That kind of disrespect burrows under your skin. It builds, and eventually it demands justice. The turning point. Days passed. My bike was in the shop. I had to bust to work, thinking of him every time I stood in the heat, while his car sat pretty on the curb like nothing happened. But I noticed something. His routine. He always parked in the same spot. Same time. He always left out overnight. He gave me the perfect opportunity. And the rage inside me, it gave me the motive. I wasn't just going to hurt his car. I was going to mess with his life. I knew I couldn't just slash a tire or break a mirror. That's petty obvious. Cops get called. Reputations get stained. That wasn't enough for me. I wanted him to sweat, to panic, to feel powerless the way I did. So I got creative. It started with something small. I ordered a stack of bright orange, illegally parked stickers from an online shop. The industrial strength kind, the ones that don't peel off easy. Late one night, I slapped one dead center on his windshield. He drove around for 3 days with that thing before finally scraping it off. Then I escalated. Week 2, I sprinkled sugar, not in the gas tank, too risky, but around the gas cap and handle, enough to make him paranoid. Week 3, I reported his car anonymously for illegal parking. 3 times. He got towed once and fined twice. Week 4, the piece de resistance. I had a friend who worked for a towing company. Let's call him Leo. I fed him the story, left out the illegal parts, and just told him the guy had been blocking access to my building. Next time Marcos parked a few inches into a no parking zone, Leo made the call. The car vanished for 2 days. Marcos? He was furious, pacing the sidewalk, asking neighbors, calling the city. I watched from my balcony, sipping my coffee. Full circle. He finally got it back, angry, frustrated, and now a few $100s lighter from towing and storage fees. A few days later, I bumped into him in the elevator. He looked at me with suspicion, like he knew I was involved, but couldn't prove a damn thing. Rough week. I asked, smiling. He didn't answer. He never messed with me again. Never parked near my bike again. In fact, he started leaving his car on the next street over. I call that peace. Sometimes justice doesn't come from the system. Sometimes you've got to deliver yourself. Quietly, methodically, and with a smile on your face. People like Marcos count on you doing nothing. I'm being too afraid to fight back. But when you do, the satisfaction is worth every second. If that story hit home or gave you a bit of a rush, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe for more epic revenge tales. And tell me in the comments, what would you have done in my place? Got any revenge stories of your own? I'd love to hear them. Until next time, keep your karma clean and your plans clever.